What is going on, trainers? DrumVillain here, bringing you some more Pokemon Go PvP content, and we got an exciting one for you guys today. I hit expert rank last night, and not only that, but I actually climbed 250 ELO points in one night with this team. That is absolutely ballistic. I was at 25-18 last night, and as of recording this today at around lunchtime, I am at 2770 ELO points, which is absolutely ballistic. Now, I had tanked a little bit over the last week or so, trying some experimental teams. As you guys saw, I brought Cobalion to you guys recently. I spent a while trying to experiment with Meloetta and finding a strong team to put that in. So we were lingering around 25, 26, bouncing up and down while experimenting with teams, but this is a very strong team to climb, and it has been paired with some fortunate leads with the state of the meta right now. But honestly, one of the most important factors in climbing ELO rating into the higher ranks is understanding the current meta, what people are running, what's popular, what's very strong, and bringing something appropriate to deal with that and handle it. And I believe this team does that very, very well. As of recording this, it is Go Battle Day tomorrow, so if you're looking for a team to try out something different, if you've been struggling to find something to help you climb, this might be the team for you. Now, I can't claim to have created this team from scratch. I haven't invented this team. It's a tried and tested classic team for the Master League that's been available pretty much since the Master League has been in, since PvP has been a thing. And I believe it was FPSticks, my fellow drummer brethren, that actually, I believe, popularised this team way back in season 1 or 2, way back. But honestly, it still holds ground now. It can still take wins even with the shifting meta, with the introduction of popular picks like Zacian, like Landorus, and even picks like Zarude that heavily threaten Kyogre that are fairly new. They're not that common, and when you do see them, they're not often on the lead. They're often in the back, which makes them even stronger against this team because your back picks are good against Zarude. Alright, so the team, we've got Kyogre on the lead running Surf and Blizzard. You can run Thunder if you want, but I prefer having the Dragon coverage that Blizzard offers. Sometimes you lose switch advantage, you need a Hail Mary nuke to one-shot a Giratina or a Dialga that you're stuck against, and Blizzard comes in handy for that more often than I find Thunder comes in handy. On the safe swap position, you've got Dialga running Iron Head and Draco Meteor. Again, you want the absolute nuke option of Draco to potentially one-shot something or force a shield. This will be best budded to 96%, so it does hit the breakpoints for Dialga mirror matches. And then we've got Togekiss in the back. Oftentimes Togekiss's hardest counters are baited out by Dialga, and Togekiss can often sweep. If a match is going terribly all the way through, sometimes double shielded Togekiss can just charm you through to victory once its hardest counter is out of the way, thanks to Dialga. If you're new here, consider subscribing. We're always bringing the strong meta teams as well as some spice mixed in to keep it fun, keep it light-hearted. We tried using Cobalion in the last video, and it has some mixed results, I'm not gonna lie. If you're already subscribed, welcome back, and let's jump into some matchups. Alright, first matchup, we get the late loading, and it's a Melmetal lead, and this is exactly where you want to see a Melmetal with this team. It's on the lead, so it avoids Dialga, and especially it avoids Togekiss. So really, that's entirely what Kyogre's here to do. It's here to catch those Melmetal leads. They try to catch a Surf on Palkia, and we're going to bring Togekiss in here. Togekiss absolutely smashes dragons to pieces. It does well against Dialga, but any other dragon that's not part Steel and therefore isn't resisting this charm damage, or at least isn't neutral to it, is going to get absolutely annihilated. We can just take these Aqua Tails, we don't have to worry about shielding, farm down completely, and we might just make it to a Flamethrower if this Melmetal comes back in before it can farm us down. If it does farm us down completely, we do kind of want to get this Flamethrower off to force a shield or get it low, otherwise it's going to be able to put a bit of work in on Kyogre. We do get a shield, which is brilliant. The Thunder Shock is down, no worries. I'm going to throw the Surf straight away, put some pressure onto this Melmetal to shield, or at least to get it pretty damn low. We get the second shield, so now we've got a 2 shield advantage, which means even Dialga at this point will do well against Melmetal. We're going to shield at 1 Rock Slide, and just to keep Kyogre healthy in case they got something like a Ho-Oh or a Landorus in the back. Turns out it's a Togekiss. We've got that shield advantage, their shield's down. We can just land this Iron Head, smash Togekiss to absolute pieces, and then I don't think we have to shield this. We let it go. If it's Ancient Power, it won't KO. If it's Flamethrower, so be it. It shouldn't be. They didn't build up enough energy, but even if it had been, it would have been fine. Now the Melmetal has to come in and has to throw a move to take us out. Again, we can let this go, we don't mind what it is. Kyogre's going to be our win condition for this game. They actually throw a superpower. They could have got away with throwing a rock slide and not debuffing themselves, but still we would have been able to shield this charge move regardless, and we would have gotten this surf off regardless and taken the win. Although throwing the superpower for them, they knew they needed so many charge moves, so it makes sense because it's slightly less energy cost than rock slide. You're going to find that a lot where if Kyogre wins lead, the two Pokemon in the back are going to handle whatever they say swap in pretty comfortably. This matchup we get a Ho-Oh lead, they swap in a Dialga, and we can just bring in Togekiss and go for that full charm down. We actually sneak a charm through when they throw, and I believe that puts us in a position where we don't have to throw the Ancient Power to actually take them out before they get to a second Iron Head. But either way, we're going to throw the Ancient Power, pressure them to shield if they want to. They don't, but now we can farm down with lots of health. And even though this Ho-Oh is going to come in and start putting some work in, we're going to make it to an Ancient Power before they take us out, and that's going to put us in a strong position. It's going to get the Ho-Oh pretty low or get that shield back. It gets the shield back, that's absolutely fine. And they're going to throw energy to take us out. They would struggle to incinerate us down. Togekiss is a little chunky. Now they make the right play here by going for an Earthquake for minimum damage, but still accelerating that farm down a little bit so we don't get to another Ancient Power. We're going to take the Brave Bird. Kyogre can comfortably survive one, and they've got a Zarude in the back. So if we would have brought our own Dialga into theirs, we would have been in a slightly better position, but that can be a little bit of a scarier matchup, and it's quite lag dependent. If someone's going to commit both shields, missing one or two Dragon Breaths makes all the difference in who actually wins in that matchup. And Dialga still does well against Zarude. We have to put some serious work in here, get him pretty low. This is probably worth the shield because even with that little health, Zarude can put a lot of work in on Kyogre. We're going to farm down completely, and now we can just get to a Draco Meteor on the Ho-Oh. The opponent realizes this and backs out. GG. Now, I'm not going to cover all my battles on my run from 2500 up to 2770, but I'm going to cover this set from around 2600 mark, and then the set that pushes us over the mark into expert rank. Now, this is from quite early on when I wasn't sure how to handle a Mewtwo lead, and we swapped Togekiss in to punish it rather than Dialga, and you really want to swap Dialga into Mewtwo. Less and less Mewtwo's are running Focus Blast because they're running Ice Beam to provide coverage against things like Ho-Oh and Lugia and Yveltal, and Ice Beam, if they have got it, will one-shot Togekiss, as we learned the hard way there, whereas it's much harder for them to bait Focus Blast. It's much more awkward for them. There's a lot more pressure from Dialga in that sense. So we actually end up losing switch advantage, and we're just hoping that Dialga can put some work in on this Ho-Oh. We're going for the Draco Meteor Hail Mary because we're going to swap probably... No, we're going to stay in. Yeah, we're going to swap to Kyogre and clear that debuff, that makes sense. Keep Dialga alive and see what they want to do here in this situation. We're going to absorb this Earthquake, and they've got their own Dialga. And this is kind of scary. We're not going to be able to make it to the Blizzard. We're not going to be able to really threaten this shield. And now our Dialga is going to struggle in this situation. We need to realistically shield whatever they throw, farm down completely, hope to bait them with an Iron Head, and then make it to a Draco to take them out. It's a very specific win condition that's left, that we've really left ourselves in. We are kind of stuck. They're just going to make it to 2 Iron Heads anyway and take us out. So in that secondary matchup, you swap Dialga into Mewtwo's. Togekiss is going to have a worse time. They're more likely to have Ice Beam, and it will cost you heavily. They will take switch advantage from you. Alright, next matchup, the lead. Everybody is sick of seeing Zacian. Right, a lot of Zacians will swap out straight away, and a very popular safe swap right now is Lugia, and I have a very fail-safe way to deal with a Lugia safe swap. You throw a Surf, and you swap in Togekiss, right? And at this point, the Lugia gets 5 or 6 Dragon Tails through while you're getting that Surf off, right? But you can take the Aeroblast, you can survive it, and you can still charm down, and you make it to an Ancient Power at the same time they make it to another Sky Attack, which means you can force their shield because you win CMP tie, and then they have to shield to get that Sky Attack off to threaten switch advantage from you. And if they choose to shield, you can shield, and your charm damage will outdamage their Dragon Tail output, and you will still take switch advantage in the one shield in that situation. And it's absolutely worth just spending them extra couple of turns, taking those few Dragon Tails on Kyogre to secure that secondary matchup, because Lugia is a very difficult Safe Swap to deal with. For a lot of teams it's very bulky, and that Aero Blast threatens just about everything. And as you can see, we got the boost on Togekiss with the Ancient Power, which was absolutely disgusting. We smashed the Giratina that they had in the back to absolute pieces before they managed to take us out. And now we're in a very, very strong position. We've still got a healthy Dialga in the back to deal with this Giratina. They're going to snipe down Kyogre. They're making a good play here for this because that Zacian has energy. They get the boost, which is absolutely terrifying. And we're kind of pressured to shield here, but that's fine. We've got energy. We have an Iron Head loaded. Dialga wins CMP tie against Zacian, so we can throw this first and we can take them out. If they would have not got that shield, if they'd not got the boost, sorry, we could have not shielded whatever move they threw, farmed them down, and we should have still made it to that Iron Head against the Zacian. So, Lugia Safe Swap. Throw a Surf from Kyogre, swap to Togekiss, don't shield the first move, throw the Ancient Power if they Aero Blast you or if they try and bait you with Sky Attack or whatever before they get that move off to make them shield first. Alright, this matchup we get a Landorus lead that again Safe Swaps a Lugia, same plan, throw a Surf, swap to Togekiss, don't shield the first move, see what they want to do and force their shield first with an Ancient Power. So they built up to Aero Blast, it could be, but we're not going to shield. Oh, we are. Oh. Well, this shows that either way this can work out, because even if this happens, now they're at the Aero Blast. But if they want to get it off, they have to shield this Ancient Power. That's fine, they do. And you still don't have to shield this. They've shield baited us with a Sky Attack and they still cannot take Switch, because that surf damage puts them just low enough where your Charm will outpace their Dragon Tail and you will still take them out. And that's why, again, you throw the Surf to make sure that if they do bait you, it will not cost you your alignment. Now they bring in Togekiss, which would be bad for Dialga, but they're down a shield. They don't have two shields to defend themselves, so we're going to make it to 2 Iron Heads to be able to take them out. They could try and catch an Iron Head, but they would be catching it onto Landorus, which is pretty squishy and pretty scary for them. Actually, looking at that, we must have missed some Dragon Breaths, probably from lag or something, because they actually would have charmed us down before we made it to an Iron Head. They didn't have to throw that Ancient Power, but I understand why they did, because if they didn't know that we'd lagged and lost moves, then they would think we were about to get an Iron Head off. Now they make a very clever swap here to try and catch our energy and try and secure that they can charm us down here. But we're going to build up just enough to get a Surf off, one-shot the Landorus, get to another Surf and finish off the Togekiss. There's only like one fast move in this. Kyogre's got 1 HP and a Dream there, but it's still going to be a secure win, even though we got baited with Sky Attack. And like we said, you follow that method, you throw the Surf, bring in the Togekiss, do not shield the first move, and you can force a shield out of them, and you might potentially not have to shield at all in that matchup, which is much more ideal when maintaining Switch advantage. Alright, we're now at 27-22, we're within reaching distance of Expert rank for this set. The last set we took a 4-1, and now we've got another Landorus lead. And we make a bit of a mistake here. We actually swap in Dialga into Zacian, and I understand the logic of why I did this at the time. It was to avoid the Landorus matchup. We know Togekiss and Kyogre both do pretty well against Therian form Landorus, whereas Zacian, we were expecting maybe they might have had Wild Charge player if we were hoping for that, but actually they've got close combat and they're going to annihilate Dialga. But they are still locked in, we've got a shield advantage, and now we're going to go for the farm down with Kyogre, get an energy lead. Maybe they got a dragon in the back and we can build up close towards getting that Blizzard off. Turns out they've got Wild Charge. So this seems horrendous, right? That Zacian has just annihilated Dialga and Kyogre. So what can we possibly do to still win this game? We're going to swap in Togekiss and they've got a Dialga of their own in the back. And this presents us with a win condition for double shielded Togekiss, because this Landorus has to go for Stone Edge to take us out, and it will take us out if they get it through. But also, if they try and bait us with Superpower, they're going to debuff themselves and the Charm's going to take them out faster. Now we are going to shield twice, and it is the double Stone Edge, so Landorus can get to 2 Stone Edges before you charm them down, which is worth noting. So it's similar to the Dialga matchup, where you can force switch with Togekiss against one, but you are going to have to give up both shields for it. Now, we're just going for chip damage. We're going to get some serious working on this Dialga. It has to throw an Iron Head to take us out. We should maybe have built up towards a Flamethrower there and maybe forced a shield out of them if they've got a shield left. Yeah, they've got 1 shield left. No, they don't. Oh, we should have gone for the flamethrower. We were worried about not getting it off. But either way, this works out. We've got energy stored on Kyogre. The Dialga's low enough. The Surf will take them out, and we take the win. GG. So despite a bit of misplaying there, bringing in Dialga to Zacian, which is absolutely crazy, and losing Switch that badly and everything getting annihilated, it just goes to show that in situations like that, double shielded Togekiss can often just absolutely save you bacon. Next game, and we've got a Shadow Snorlax, which is pretty spicy, pretty crazy to deal with, but we've got the classic save switch, Lugia. Same old tried and tested method. We're going to throw the Surf, say it with me, we throw the Surf, we swap into Togekiss, we don't shield the first move, and then we force them to shield first with an Ancient Power. See how it plays out. It's the Sky Attack they try and bait us, we're not falling for that again, and it works the same way. Even if they throw a Sky Attack, you'll get to the Ancient Power the same time they get to an Aero Blast, so you can force a shield out of them first, but you saw the lag spike there, and actually that caused us to lose CMP tie through whatever methodology that works through. It's unfortunate, and it meant we gave up a shield when we didn't have to, but also we still get to keep switch advantage. We get the shield back out of the Snorlax with an Ancient Power bait, which is pretty nice. They're going to take us out. Oh, not quite with energy. We're going to get this Ancient Power if we survive with 1 HP. It's going to go on to the Mewtwo and not do that much damage. We're going to swap straight to Dialga because we feel like Kyogre does pretty well against Shadow Snorlax, whereas Dialga has to worry about potential superpowers, potential earthquakes, things like that. So we're just going to bring in Dialga, not shield, I believe. We're just going to gamble that they might not have Focus Blast. Just Side Strike, that's fine, no worries. We're going to go for the Dragon Breath down. They're going to throw another move. Not going to shield, we don't mind. Kyogre's the win condition, and a shield on Kyogre cements it. They throw a Shadow Ball, take us out. Not really a big deal. They've only got Snorlax left to deal with this, and they're not going to be able to hack it. They're going to quit the game, and we're going to take that win. GG. I'm telling you guys, Kyogre lead is so good right now because everyone is worried about dealing with Zacian, which means a lot of Landorus are around right now because it's rapidly gaining popularity. Currently, a lot of people have been talking about it in the last week or so, and we get another Landorus say swapping Zacian. So we decide we're going to stay in with Kyogre this time. We're going to go for Surfs, we're going to go to control switch advantage, and we're opting to try out a similar method to the Lugia method, where we throw a Surf and swap to Togekiss. They throw a Play Rough, which is not that threatening, but they are going to get one more move off, and we're a little lost on count, so it could be another Play Rough. It is a close combat. That's really unfortunate because we definitely did not have to shield that. At that point, if they had have had Wild Charge and would have thrown one at us, it wouldn't take out Togekiss. They do have to land 2, especially when they're that low, to take you out first. Landorus comes in, we're not going to shield, we're down a shield already. So it is a Stone Edge though, it will annihilate us. So we're down a shield, but we've got Switch, and Kyogre against Landorus is very dominant. What have they got in the back? They've got a Giratina Origin, and even a shield down, Dialga can put a lot of work into this matchup. And we'll let the first move go because I believe a lose condition is shielding Ominous Wind and them getting the boost. So we'll let the first move go. I'm going to shield the second one up because even though it is almost certainly an Ominous Wind, it's not that big of a deal. We can get a shield out of him with this Iron Head, and I believe it is worth, even though they've got 2 shields, this is still probably worth throwing, just in case we don't quite, they do farm us down first, which is a little bit scary. They're going to get a move off, and this is, what is this going to be? Is this going to be an Ominous Wind? It is an Ominous Wind, but it's going to just put us low enough where this Landorus can Stone Edge us and KO us. We have to go for the farm down. They've still got a shield. We get the last Surf through as they throw. What move is this going to be? It's a Stone Edge. Does it take us out? Not quite. 1 HP and a Dream. The Surf registers and gives us the win. The Waterfall registers. My mistake, but God, that was a bloody close match. Right, so next matchup, we got 2 more matchups left for you guys in this video, and we've got a Giratina lead, and this is pretty damn scary to deal with. The problem with Giratina leads is they always have answers to probably both Togekiss and Dialga in the back, so you're going to struggle to get switch advantage. Here they swap in an Excadrill, which is a very common coverage for a Giratina lead at this point because it shuts down Dialga so well. We're not quite able to throw the Draco Meteor for some reason. We're just not quite able to get it off, which is really unfortunate. If they're slow on the swap-in on that Dialga, you can throw a Draco Meteor. You don't shield up a draw run, you just make it to a Draco. You can one-shot them or get a shield advantage. But right now we're going to eat 2 draw runs on Kyogre. We haven't got a shield advantage, we've lost switch advantage. All we have is double shielded Togekiss and a Dream, and they've got a Melmetal in the back. So that's absolutely awful for us. We're just going to surrender there. The only win condition in that game would have been if we got the Draco Meteor off and it one-shotted the Excadrill and took switch advantage. That's the only way we could have won that game, because even with the shield advantage, we couldn't beat Melmetal with Togekiss. But no matter what, every team's going to get hard shut down by something. Right, last matchup, Excadrill lead, and here it is, one more time. Say it with me, Surf, swap Togekiss, do not shield the first move. Is it going to pay off one last time for us in this set to push us to expert rank? The Lugia's building up. Again, could be Aeroblast. We do not care at this point. We have played this matchup out too many times. It's a Sky Attack bait. We do not mind. We make it to an Ancient Power before they make it to an Aeroblast again. So this is going to force the shield if they want to get that energy off. They do. Now we can shield comfortably and we can Charm. Down. There's the Aeroblast. No worries. And now we've got a very healthy Togekiss for this. Well, it's an Excadrill, so it is going to absolutely smash Togekiss to pieces, but they are going to have to throw energy to take us out. They can't Mudshot us down. We're going to threaten, well, we didn't even build up to a Flamethrower, but we wanted to see if we could get that shield out of them if they'd lost count of how many charms we've thrown. We presumed that they had lost count and we did get the shield out of them, but either way it wouldn't have mattered if they didn't shield, because we still have Kyogre locked against this thing, which is going to absolutely annihilate it. They're going to get us pretty low with this draw run, but we do still have one shield advantage, and they've got a Giratina Origin in the back. Absolutely nothing this opponent can do. And a team like this is why Lugia Safe Swap is scary, is because in most matchups Lugia can potentially threaten and control switch advantage, whereas just guaranteeing you take switch advantage means that you keep those dominant matchups of Dialga against Giratina and Kyogre against Excadrill. The opponent's going to surrender. We're going to take a 4-1 in that set. We're at 27-22 I think at this point, so it's almost guaranteed that we will hit expert rank, catch our cheeky Chinchou, and we're going to get Lysandra's Pants. I do not know how to say his name still, and I am not willing to learn. Right, so that's the team, guys. If you like the video, then give it a like. If you're enjoying the content overall, consider subscribing. It's free, and good luck in Go Battle Day if it's live for you right now, or possibly tomorrow if you're over in the States or in Europe like me. You're all absolute legends, and I will catch you guys next time.